Hi, my name's Amanda Waldyke and welcome to our online yoga class for mums and bubs. This is a beautiful class designed for you to be able to connect and bond with your little one, and it's also really important for some precious me time. Please consult with your doctor before returning to your yoga class. I'd like to introduce you to Tracy and little Summer. Okay, well, let's begin. This is a really special time to be able to bond with your baby, and so if they get up and they move around, that's okay, because it's also about having time with yourself as well. So what we'll do is, if we can bring Summer to lie down onto her back, please. And what we're going to do is we're going to start with some little baby massage. And what we do is I'll get you to place your hand onto her tummy, and then you can gently move in a clockwise direction. Yes.
Please, Mum.
And then what we can do as well, which is really great for their coordination, is you can just take her opposite arm and leg and stretch her arm up and stretch her leg out. Beautiful. And then you can bring her hand and her feet to touch. That's some beautiful noises that we're doing there, Miss. Because you'll notice in the morning when they wake up and they stretch, and they'll be looking for their hands and their feet. And then you can swap sides. Stretch. And if they don't feel like stretching, you can just work to how you are now. Just.
What do you think, Summer? Is that a good stretch? Is that good?
And then you can release and take hold of her hands, and you can stretch her arms up. And what's a really nice way as well is to run your hands along here as well, so she gets a beautiful stretch through her chest.
And we go up.
Stretch.
We go up.
Stretch. You're getting taller already. Another nice one to do for digestion is to gently cycle their legs, and you slightly push, take hold of her feet or her legs here, and you can move like a little cycle, like she's cycling. And this is great if they're having constipation. And then a nice little one also is to bend their knees and you do a little circular motion. Beautiful. And this is also great for their hips as well. And we also remember to go in that clockwise direction. So we don't go anti-clockwise here, because we're working into the intestines. Okay, well done, Summer. And now what I'll get you to do is I'll get you to come out into a child's pose. So you can go down the length of your mat. If you come down here and you take the knees out wide and big toes touch. And then take your forehead all the way down to the mat. And then you can, and little Summer's doing some little yoga stretches. And I'm just going to come and give you a little gentle massage on your lower back here. And just a couple of deep breaths, inhaling through your nose, and then exhale, releasing. And this is a really nice pose to be able to stretch out through your spine and also through your hips. Where's Mummy going? Beautiful. And now you can come up onto all fours. You'll find that as they get older and they do start crawling, is they'll want to actually be part of the yoga practice. So this is the fun part. So you can take I'll just get you to move your hands back a little bit and stack your shoulders and your wrists, and take your knees out, hips distance apart. Beautiful. Hug your belly in towards your spine, and what we'll do is we'll do some cat and cow here. On the inhale, take the gaze forward, open up through the chest, and then on the exhale, take your chin to chest, round your spine, push your shoulders away from your ears. Beautiful. Inhale, take the gaze forward, roll the shoulders back. That's it. Allow the belly to drop. And then exhale, round through the chest, chin to chest. Two more. Inhaling, take the gaze forward. Beautiful. And then exhale, round through the spine. What's Mummy doing? So what's a great one to do here as well is you can, because it's cat and cow, so I would actually make the noises so you can go moo, moo, meow, moo, meow, moo. You got to make it fun. Meow, moo, And then, and then what we'll do is, do you want to come back onto your mat? Should we put you onto your mat? And you can turn her to face you. And this is great here. You can just come into a yogic squat here if you like, and you can just, you come down, take the legs out wide, and then slowly begin to come down, and then place your palms together, and then slowly begin to fold forward, and soften at the knees, and then slowly begin to come up one vertebrae at a time, and you can just run your hands up her back, and then slowly begin to come up one vertebrae at a time. Beautiful. Inhale, draw your shoulders up towards your ears, and then exhale, roll your shoulders down. So soften at the knees. Inhale, circle the arms up, bring the palms to touch. Bring your energy through your third eye, your heart space. Soften at the knees and come into a forward bend. Beautiful. Keep the knees soft there just to protect your lower back, and allow your hands all the way down to the earth. On the inhale, take your hands to your shins so you can lengthen your spine. And then exhale, fold, forward, soften. Beautiful. Come on, little missy. And what's a really nice one to do here is you can sing a little tune, so you can twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Up above the world so high, like a diamond in the sky. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. It's just about playing and having fun, and it's also an opportunity for you to have a stretch as well. So if they're crawling around you, what's a beautiful another practice that you can do is slowly begin to come on up. Inhale, bring the palms to touch, and then exhale, bring the energy through your third eye, heart space, soften at the knees and come into a forward bend. Allow your head to fall all the way down to the earth. Boo! Inhale, take your hands to your shins, and then exhale, fold forward, soften. Step all the way back into a high plank, and then exhale, release the knees down, particularly if you've had a Caesar. And then if Summer's in front of you, what's lovely is you can squeeze the elbows in and come down and give her a kiss.
Summer.
And then push back into a child's pose. And I have a really nice little game that I used to play with Maya too. Hello, I can see you and you can see me. Come back onto all fours and then breathe back into a downward facing dog. Keep the knees soft here, and then walk your feet all the way to the top of your mat we're walking like elephants, swaying like elephants. And then inhale, take your hands to your shins, and then exhale, fold forward, soften. Where's mummy? It's not about being structured, it's about actually just having time for you and your baby. The greatest part is that we get to move our bodies, have a little bit of a stretch, and they get to play. So what I'll do is I'll demonstrate something that you can do with your babies. So if you imagine that Summer's here, so you would run your hands down your baby, looking into their eyes, and then take your hands to your shins and you go woo, lots of noise, and then exhale, fold forward, run your hands down them, and then sway like a tree, and then slowly begin to come on up, because anything that's in front of their eyes, yes. You're gonna get mummy, and then you can slowly make your way up to a standing position. And then inhale, circle the palms up, whoosh. And then look down to your beautiful baby, into her eyes, and run your hands down the length of her, make it a game. And then take your hands all the way down to the earth. And I want you to step back into a high plank. Release your knees to the earth, and then come down and give her a big kiss. We're gonna copy mum here, and then you can come all the way down to your mat. Hi. And then this is really nice. I mean, it's hard if you've been breastfeeding too. And then come up into a little cobra, squeeze the elbows in, and then gaze at me. Gaze at you. Beautiful. And squeeze the shoulder blades here so you get a beautiful stretch through your chest. And then take your forehead down to the mat. Beautiful. And then push back into a child's pose. Take the knees out wide and breathe. Mummy's having a bit of a rest. What's Mummy doing? And then come back onto all fours. And what's nice is a side stretch here. So you could come onto your left knee. So you come onto your left knee. And then extend your right leg out. And then what you can do is you can just bring your right arm up and over. So you get a beautiful stretch here. And then you can run it past Summer. Beautiful. And then come back down. Whoosh. Can you see our hands? Twinkle, twinkle. What about Old MacDonald had a farm? E-I-E-I-O. And it's really nice. You can just sing tunes to them. And on that farm, and then swap sides, he had a... What animal did he have? Which one? Mummy? With a quack, quack here and a quack, quack there. Here or there, everywhere, everywhere, a quack, quack. Old MacDonald had a farm. E-I-E-I-O. It's a beautiful smile. And then come back down onto your mat. And just have a beautiful stretch here through your shoulders. You know what it's like breastfeeding, you can get a lot of tension through your chest, so it's really nice just to open up through the chest. And just take the gaze forward. Hi. You doing some stretches too?
You're having a good time.
And then Mummy and I are going to fold one. Whoa, is she going to get us? Come get us. And then take your arms, rest your forehead down onto the mat. Beautiful. And take your arms up and over and just breathe to your edge of sensation there. Feels good. And then slowly release the hands down to the earth. And then just rest. You can take the knees out wide if you like here. Into a child's pose. Even just coming into a child's pose as a mum for a couple of minutes a day just gives you time out for self. And you can take the arms around, or you can extend them to the front of the room as well, and you can turn the palms up, because what that does is it opens up through the chest. Anything that's going to open up through the chest because of our breastfeeding, it's like you're always constantly rotating forward, so you want to open up through the chest. And then you can slowly begin to walk your hands back towards your knees and then come up one vertebrae at a time. Beautiful. And then even just gentle side stretches like this feels great. Hi. You are climbing. You're so strong. Are you gonna copy us? Can you copy Mummy? What's Mummy doing? Can you just coming in and breathing, taking 5 minutes out of your day just to do something like this is really nice, and having that interaction with them just to calm, breathe. And if you like, you can pick Summer up and you can lie onto your back here. So this one's only great if you've been given clearance from your doctor. So if you've had a C-section, then we recommend not doing this for at least 12 weeks. And then taking Summer and placing Summer on top of your legs. So it's really important for bubs to have tummy time as well, to be able to strengthen their neck muscles. You can extend your legs out if you feel comfortable. And so this helps to strengthen your abs. And then I would recommend bringing her down and then just taking your feet to the earth. And so what's nice is you can just come into bridge pose here, and what you can do is you can take an in-breath here, and then on the exhale just slowly begin to lift the hips up, but keep your neck down onto the ground, your head to the ground. Beautiful. And then she gets a little lift, and then on the exhale come down one vertebrae at a time. Hi Missy. And take an in-breath And then on the exhale, come up, beautiful, ground down through the heels. And then on the exhale, slowly begin to release down. Beautiful. And if you wanted, if that feels comfortable, you could do one more. Just depends how she feels on your chest there.
She's fine.
And then on the exhale, release down. Because what you'll find is if you have a yoga practice at home is that your babies start to mimic you as well. And then exhale, slowly releasing down. You can take your feet out wide and then just allow the knees to fall inwards, and we call this one the Windscreen Wiper, so just move your legs from left to right. So it gives you a little stretch through your hips as well, and it feels really nice on your lower back. And then slowly begin to breathe back to center. Beautiful, and then you can just allow it to come and lie on your chest. And what's always nice too is I'll just grab a bolster here or a pillow from home. And then I'll get you to pop your head up here. And then I'll get you to extend your legs forward. Beautiful. And then just taking hold of her, and you can close your eyes down or just give her a big hug, whatever feels comfortable for her. And so Shavasana may be lying down for just a couple of minutes. It may even be that you sit up against a wall and you breastfeed just for a couple of minutes. And so what you'll find is sometimes, yes, you may have the opportunity to be in Shavasana, or your baby might say, hey, it's time for a feed, mum. So you just go with the flow. Thank you to beautiful Summer and Tracy for today. Motherhood can be crazy at times, and so today was really just showing you how organic it can be and really teaching you about just going with the flow. Even if you can just take a couple of minutes to get onto your mat and even just do some breathing exercises with Bubs. It's really about that beautiful bonding time together and also having a little bit of fun, so don't take it too seriously. Thank you, and we'll see you back in the Bupa Blue Room. Have a great day.